So a spring break, a heartache, I do it all over again. Do it all over
Hi guys, my name is Kim. Welcome to my channel. So today, Aries, for your meditative session, I got the butterfly. It's butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. What I'm getting like intuitively from this card is to look up the number 11, that the number 11 can be significant to you at this time. And when I saw a butterfly, I just saw a lot of light coming out of it. And you could be going through like a time of awakening, a time of like letting go of all of the negativity, kind of transforming who you are and into someone that you want to be, I want to say. I also saw a lot of red coming out, and I noticed like in the butterfly, red is kind of at the bottom, and then it kind of goes out into like red, orange, yellow. And I think the colors are significant. It reminded me, like, one, I saw red and I thought the root chakra, and the root chakra is all about like our safety and our basic wants and needs. And then that kind of got me thinking about something that I learned in psychology, which was, it's called Maslow's hierarchy. And it's kind of like this triangle. How do I explain this to you? I definitely am going to put a link so that you can like look at it yourselves. But I think that it's basically like you can't get to self-actualization. You can't kind of get to self-realization. You can't get to know yourself unless you have the basic needs. Unless you have your basic, like, unless you get from the bottom, you can't get to the top of the pyramid without going through the bottom of the pyramid. Oh my God. Pyramid. That's what I want to say. So at the bottom of the pyramid is red. And that's kind of your basic needs, red and orange, like food, home, shelter. Then the second level would be like security. So those are your basic needs, right? And then the second two tiers of the pyramid are your self-esteem and like friends, intimacy. And then at the top of the pyramid is, you know, self-actualization, self-realization, trying to get to like your full potential, seeking out what it is that you want for yourself and like who it is that you are. So I feel like that hierarchy has something to do with this transformation, and it's kind of like you haven't been able to get to the top of the pyramid because you've been worried about stuff at the bottom of the pyramid. And I think, you know, sometimes it's our basic needs like food, security, like money. I want to say in this like world, you know, we have to worry about money. And sometimes it could be friendships or relationships who we're like intimate with that blocks us from the top. So something has been blocking you from reaching the top of the pyramid. But I see with red, it could be something that has to do with your basic wants, your basic needs, like food, shelter, security. I don't know, it's all different based on who you are, so take it as it resonates with you. But that's what I got for your meditative session, Aries. So now let's see the cards. Let's pull some cards and see what we get. Okay, Aries, right away what I'm getting just from looking at the cards is that there's something like intuitively that you know, something that you have been kind of guided towards, something that you kind of know on a cellular level. And I feel like with the 10 of Cups coming, I mean, it's in reverse, right? So it might be something that you know on a cellular level, something that you know, like you've known for a very long time, but you've kind of been neglecting. And what you've been neglecting is like your 10 of Cups. What you've been neglecting is the fact that you've been able, like you've been in control of this entire time. Maybe you've been thinking to yourself like, oh, I know this intuitively, but I'm kind of leaving it in someone else's hands. But what I feel like they want, you know, what is trying to be told to you is that you have the power to create this the entire time. You see, like she has in both her hands, you know, like she's kind of like creating the waves herself. She's kind of creating, like it looks like she kind of has the moon in her hands and the water in her hands. Like she kind of creates the tides herself. She has like control of it all by herself. And it's like you've had this entire time the power to create what it is that you want, the 10 of Cups, whatever it is that you desire. I'm seeing like a lot of emotion, like there's something that you like emotionally have been wanting this entire time, and you've had control of this entire time, but you kind of have been neglecting it. And sometimes we neglect parts of ourselves because we're not, you know, consciously, like we don't even know that part of ourselves, I want to say, like, or like there's a part of us that we know, like there's something that we know deep down that we want, but we're not, like we kind of hide it from our own selves because it scares us. And I feel like that could have been the case here. It's like something that you know you've wanted for a very long time, but it's like it's kind of scary to you, so you just blocked it out, even though like you know it can bring you fulfillment, you know it can bring you happiness, and you know it can bring you that 10 of Cups energy, which is, you know, the happy family, happy home, happy life, love, you know, like everything, like a genuine fulfillment. But I think that it's something that you've been neglecting for the fact that maybe it's just like something that you're scared of, or something like you're scared kind of to be vulnerable to it, because I feel like it involves being vulnerable, right? It involves you having to be open to it. It involves you having to, like, you know, when you want something, you have to go for it, and you kind of have to, like, others are going to see you going for it, right? Like, it's something that you can't really hide if you're, like, running towards it. And I feel like you've been not running towards it because you're kind of scared, not only for yourself, but what others might be thinking, even though it's something, like, that you know on an intuitive level. And when I'm seeing with this in reverse, I'm just, like, noticing all the darkness. And I feel like you've been caught in darkness, or you've kind of been caught up in, like, the way you haven't been fulfilling yourself. That doesn't make sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but like you've just been caught up in the low vibe energies instead of kind of high vibing it and kind of saying what it is that you want to the universe, to yourself, to others. You've just been like hiding it. Again, I'm seeing like it's something that's like, it's like beneath the consciousness of yourself. So maybe like you've been drinking or numbing like yourself to a point where like it's something that you can't see, and it's not your fault that you can't see it because you're kind of always numbing yourself. So it's like, oh, I can't see it because I've been numbing myself. Or I like when we keep things out of our consciousness, we do it, sometimes we do it deliberately, right? We're like, oh, well, I have to do this because I have to get on with my day, and I can't like take time to think about this. I don't have time to deal with my emotions. But it's something that you emotionally feel, and it's intuitive to you, but you've kind of just been blocking it. Here I'm getting like you've had the keys to your own fulfillment this entire time, and this fulfillment is something that's like emotional to you with the Ace of Cups. It's something that it's something that you intuitively want, something that you intuitively feel. It's like an emotional fulfillment to you, and again, you have the keys. you have the keys to doing it yourself. Like, I keep saying, like, this is all in your own hands, is all in your own creations. Like, you are the one that's able to create this. And I think that you've been like leaving it to other people, or leaving it to like the universe to fulfill you, without you like consciously creating it yourself. You know, it works like in two ways, right? Like, we can always say, oh, this is what I want, let me go manifest it. But if I don't take any like actual action towards manifesting what I want, then there's a gap, right? There's something that you want, but there involves like an action in order to get to that point. And I feel like you haven't been putting the action into it. You've just been kind of saying, this is what I want, but you haven't been putting actual energy into creating it yourself. You know what I mean? Like, with the seneschal, I see like she holds the keys. You know, she's a keeper. She holds the keys to everything. And I feel like this involves not only you, it's loyalty, but it's loyalty to yourself. It's loyalty to your own creation. It's loyalty to what it is that you actually want and desire, right? It's kind of like saying, like, be loyal to yourself, right? Collaborate with yourself. Like, you can collaborate with others all you want on like other people's desires, or like at work you can be like, oh, well, this is what I have to get done. But like, are you collaborating with spirit on the things that it is that you want? Like, are you putting in that positive action towards your own like dreams, your own desires? Or is it something that's kind of like in the unconscious that you haven't kind of like taken a look at? I feel like if you haven't taken a look at it, you are going to. And if you have taken a look at it, you've seen that like side of you that you want to be like, it's kind of like exposed at this point. And I feel like the universe is encouraging you to, like, they're telling you that they do have faith in you, and they have faith in what it is that you envision. They have faith in your 10 of cups. They have faith in like wanting to create with you. And I think this is like you having faith in yourself. With this king of fire, I see it like being as yourself, and like the universe having faith in you and getting what it is that you want. It might like take a long time. It might actually take, like, it might be a long path towards what it is that you want, but I feel like the universe has faith in you, so you need to have faith in yourself. And I feel like you do, or you're going to. Because with the faith card and the king of fire, I feel like this is you, and I feel like you're gonna start to like believe in yourself and take the action towards what it is that you actually want to create. This is kind of reminding me of like the butterfly. Like, if I don't know if you can see it well, but like there's light coming like illuminating out of her, like from around her. And I feel like this is like, I feel like this is whoever you feel like is guiding you at this point. If it's like the universe, if it's God, if it's, you know, whoever you believe in, you're like kind of letting them steer you. Like, you're letting them work on you. You're letting them work through you. Like, you see how her hands are open, and she's like opening to receive. And I feel like that's like spirit, or whoever it is that you're creating with, or you believe in, whatever it is. And like, you see their hands, they're like kind of like giving you what it is that you need to attain whatever this 10 of cups is to you. So it's like, once you believe in yourself, like, you'll see that everything is kind of working for you. And I don't know why when I was shuffling, I kept shuffling. I usually take like the bottom card, and then like I stopped shuffling and I take the bottom card, and I kept shuffling, and I got integrity with the 5 of swords. What I'm getting from this is like, you can't hide from this anymore. Like, this is something that you already know, you've already been knowing for a long time. And even if you were ignoring it in the past, it's something that you can't ignore anymore. You've like been illuminated to it. Like, at one point you were kind of in the darkness about this, and now you've been brought to, like, it's all been brought to the light, it's all been brought to the surface. So it's something you can't ignore anymore. And it's like you're and now you're like facing it yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you're like exposed. Like, whatever it is that you want, it's been exposed, and like spirit is going to help you create what it is that you want. And there might be like an ancestor also that you can kind of speak to, because I'm seeing a lot of feathers, and it's kind of like the universe is working with you. And I'm also seeing dragonflies, which to me, dragonflies are like a symbol of like a family member to me. So I would say like there could be a family member that is trying to guide you, like could be in the 3D. It could also just be in like the spiritual realm. But yeah, like spirit is definitely trying to help you like attain whatever it is that you want, but it like it involves you having to be exposed. I feel like exposed to what it is, like letting it come to light, letting it come to the conscious like level so that you can create it. Like instead of hiding it or numbing the pain or whatever it is that you've been doing to like block it, it's like once you stop blocking it and you start working towards it, spirit's gonna like be there hand in hand with you to guide you. And it involves like exposing whatever kind of lies you told to yourself to keep yourself like numb. Like you're not going to be able to do that anymore. Like once it's brought to the consciousness, it's brought to the consciousness, and with that it comes like a rebirth. Like you see how like there's a baby in the egg, and the baby is like again, it's being illuminated, it's being like lit up. It's like spirit is going to help you kind of start new again, or whatever it is that you're working on, they're going to help you bring it to light, or whatever it is that you've been hiding, they're going to bring it to light. Like I just keep getting something's being brought to light, and once it's brought to light, once it's exposed, you can't put it away again. Like, and I think whatever it is, it's been like that you've been hiding for a really long time. It's been painful, and it's something like it, like you closed it up because it was something that like brought you pain, so you didn't want to look at it anymore. And it had to do with emotional fulfillment, it had to do with the 10 of Cups, and now you're like understanding that it is something that you want, it is something that you like desire, so you can't hide it anymore. You can't like hide it like under the rug. Like you have to be loyal to what it is that you want and go for it, and spirit is going to help you get there. And I don't know if this is like in the realms of love, or this is the realms of career, this whatever this is in the realms, it was something that was very painful that you felt the need to like hide that part of you away, and now it's kind of coming back out. So again, with the meditative session, like transformation like is happening in your life. I think this transformation is like you bringing back to light what it is that you actually desire, and like spirit helping you with it. So this is a really beautiful reading. Let's see what advice we can get for you, Aries. Well, we already have the butterfly. Let's just go for the divine feminine now. Okay, Aries, you got Khadija, the mother of believers. I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. And you also got Sekhmet, the red lady. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Aries, what I think Khadija is trying to tell you is that you are spiritually and financially abundant. Like sometimes we create codependent relationships with others. Maybe you've had to form codependent relationships in the past to kind of get those basic needs that you needed, like food, home, shelter, you know, like basic security. It caused you to kind of be codependent on people. And what I feel like that has led to is like, instead of tending to the emotional needs that like your emotional needs, you've had to create these codependent or these relationships on people for these basic needs, and it's kind of left your emotional side abandoned. So I'm here to tell you, like, you can provide financially what it is that you need for yourself, and you don't have to kind of be in these codependent relationships with others where like you're in these these relationships just because like you need to kind of survive, I want to say. Like once you understand that you can provide for yourself, it'll take you out of these relationships with others that you don't need or that are not really like for your highest good, and you can tend to like that emotional side of yourself. Okay, what I'm getting with segment is that sometimes we feel like Khadija was talking about how we can't, like, we have to be in relationships. Sometimes we feel like for codependent reasons, like our basic needs need to be met, so we have to kind of stay in this relationship, or we feel like we have to stay in this relationship because we can't provide it for ourselves. And I feel like there's a lot of anger coming from this, and it's not like anger from spirit, it's like anger from yourself, anger that you've like stayed in a situation way too long, anger that you've like stayed in relationships with people way too long that you shouldn't have. And it's like with that deep knowing that you knew like you weren't supposed to be there, but you kind of stayed along, and it could have been for like basic needs. And I think it's like you're like maybe be angry with yourself at this time. And I think like the healthy way to deal with this is, don't see it as like an anger, like, oh, like it's a negative thing. With segment, she's there to tell you like, I honor my anger by giving voice to it. So if there's like relationships that you're in that you feel like you don't need to be in anymore, there's a way of like communicating it to the person, and it's okay to be angry about it. Like that's what I want to say. Like it's okay to be angry about it, but be healthy and like communicate it in like a way that like honors who you are and honors like the new you. And maybe it involves like explaining why it was that you did what you did, and maybe you were at like a low vibe energy, and like that's what caused you to kind of be and put yourself in these situations. Well, now you're kind of taking yourself out of these negative situations, negative relationships, codependency, and you're like seeing like, I need to transform who I am, and I don't need this anymore in my life. And I've kind of been like, whatever it is that you need to say to these people, and if you're angry with yourself, it's okay, because through that you can like communicate like how segment is trying to say, like your anger is divine, like give voice to what it is that you want to say. And I feel like by giving voice to it, it will like release some of that like anger that you have deep within for what you've had to do kind of for yourself. Anyway, Aries, that's what I got for you today. I hope that this reading helped you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you. Bye.